tryna come out. We'll do this shit at all. I don't sway no y'all. Y'all just be waiting for y'all be on the seat. Letting it out. I just break this time. I'm back diamond flawless.
小僧
Wait, what?
Just what are you? It's been a long time since you were able to relax a bit. How was it?
Hey, I'd choose my words carefully if I were you, because they're gonna be your last.
Remember me?
You look different since we last met. Megumi.
Well, in the end, this brat was the one I took over. Now, I'll finish you.
Once I make this punk's body my own, you'll be the first one I kill.
That's so. The same guy who ran from Yuji? You must have guts to talk like that after running away like a coward.
How dare you!
And who the hell are you?
Sukuna, before you fight him, you must keep up your side of the vow.
And who would have thought that the great Sukuna would pay attention to a guy who looks like a boiled rag?
All right.
Ah, well, what day is it today?
November 19th.
How about we do this on the 24th of December?
Ha ha ha, how romantic.
Having 2 death anniversaries would make things complicated, no?
Do you really think you won't lose?
Who's stronger, him or you?
Sukuna regained all his power. He might cause me a little trouble.
But would you lose?
Nah, I'd win.
ほう？どれも私を納得させられません。
彼 WA いつも前線前史だったので陰謀言葉など考えたことやもうなかった。
マキさんはどうして呪術師を続けるの？
もし彼が次のようなことを言ったら、少ないより先に殺してやる。
あなたの技が邪魔です。はい、ユージ君。
今最強の魔術師たちの戦いが始まる。
史上最強の術師、現代最強の術師、どちらがチャレンジャーとなればこの一撃で決まる。
変更ガラスと称名、勝利の狭間。
歌姫と同様に一切の手順を省略せず放つ 200%。
挙式紫。
史上最強の術師、現代最強の術師。
勘違いしてるみたいだから言っとくけど、そっちがチャレンジャーだから。
小僧か。
I'm the challenger? You seem pretty pleased with yourself for landing a surprise attack. You are but a fish atop my chopping board. Goyo Satoru. A bit fresher than the others, but still just a nameless fish. Let's start by peeling off the skins.
Let me ask you, why are you still wearing that face? You thought I'd hold back if you looked like that? Unfortunately for you, I've been doing some special training. And since it's Megumi, I know I can go all out. Managed to survive death once already, while you were in Yuji. So I've been thinking, I'll worry about Megumi after I kill him.
Dismantle! pair within Gojo's berry. The two sure hit guarantees overlap and cancel each other out.
スクナの斬撃は2種類。必中効果範囲内の呪力を帯びたものには8。
Evenly matched.
ワープ世代初見の技にて敵を前に送る。斬撃そのものに行われた場合、
I'll just let you go. Even though he kept using reverse curse technique to survive my slashes, he moves well.
The center of Malevolent Shrine is actually the shrine, not Sukuna himself. New shadow style, simple domain. Simple domain.
How tedious.
Reverse curse technique. Red. What a pain in the ass. Infinite void. Let's take this from the top. Are you serious? Sukuna can use domain expansion and amplification at the same time. Is he getting used to this? Well, who gives a shit? What? While in my domain, Sukuna turned off his short hit effect.
Take it from the top, then.
Learned this one when I was a kid. Haven't used it much since I mastered my domain, but not bad, right? Domain expansion.
Sukuna destroyed Gojo's domain from the outside, and Gojo damaged Sukuna to the point he couldn't maintain his domain.
This whole time, Sukuna's been stubbornly avoiding using any other curse technique other than the one granted to his domain. Why? Even when the interior strength of the barrier lowered after I flipped the internal and external conditions, he didn't try to destroy it from the inside. He chose the riskier option. While we were canceling out each other's sure hit effects from within the domain, Sukuna had no other choice but to use domain amplification in order to beat my limitless technique. That's a huge advantage for me. As I saw before, within a domain, he can't use buildings to attack. In fact, until my domain was destroyed from the outside, I had the upper hand for 3 minutes. In spite of all that, why didn't Sukuna even try to use the Ten Shadows technique or Mahoraga inside the domain? Sukuna has the memory of Megumi in my conversation, so he knows I know about Mahoraga, doesn't he? Is he scared I'll beat it with a single attack? Domain expansion.
Domain expansion.
Domain expansion. Infinite void. You were busy healing your body. You were late restoring your technique. It was less than 0.01 seconds. But my infinite void landed. Unlimited void.
With this treasure I summon 8-handled sword, Divergent Sila, Divine General Mahoraga.
Right now, it hasn't had time curse technique reversal. What? It already adapted to unlimited void?
He adapted to unlimited void in 0.01 seconds. Impossible. Did Sukuna bear the burden of adaptation? No. It was Megami's soul.
You look like you have something to say.
I'm just glad you're resorting to using Megami's technique so hard.
Not as hard as you. Honestly, a domain like Unlimited Void is something that goes beyond even my expectation. So I needed to get rid of it. I used Fushigoro as a shield for adaptation, which limited my movement.
You only had Megami shoulder the process of adaptation and not the results. Sukuna, neither you or Megami Soul have adapted to Unlimited Void. If I open my domain again, you will have to bring out Maharaga. This time I will end it.
You can't open your domain again.
What the hell?
Looks like I was right to be worried.
You pushed yourself too far by using reverse curse technique to repair your burnt-out CT. Cursed techniques are engraved around the right prefrontal cortex. You destroyed your brain 4 times with cursed energy and healed it with reversed curse technique. Even someone like you has limits, Satoru Gojo. If you try to open your domain again, you will either die or won't be able to focus like before. Next time, I'll close the domain with a barrier. You will be trapped like a mouse in a cage. I'll dice your skin and adapt to infinity as well. The only reason you were ever called the strongest is because you were born in an era where I didn't exist. An era where I exist, you will never be the strongest, Satoru Gojo. Domain expansion.
It worked, didn't it? My students are watching. So I'm gonna show off.
This one.
Touches me with amplification. Mahoraga's wheel blackens. That must mean interrupted adaptation. Maybe he can't use a domain, but he can amplify because his damaged brain was focused on the part pertaining to barrier techniques.
He doesn't want me to adapt, so he isn't using any cursed technique other than Lapse Blue. I guess that makes sense.
Have you noticed? It's 4 times total, right? Only 3 left. That's the number of times the wheel turns until Mahoraga adapts to my limitless.
A countdown, huh? Until you lose that smirk.
Well, we both tend to smirk. Besides, I don't need that much time to kill you. He used amplification to minimize the damage.
Such sloppiness. Lose your cool after your hand was red?
You know, that red just now still hasn't exploded.
Behind me?
Curse technique reversal. Still hurting from Black Flash? Red. Just providing support. Sukuna will also attack when Maharaga negates my limitless. That means this is a 2 against 1. And what's with casually deploying a Shikigami's power without the Shikigami itself? Moves like Pierce.
Don't get the wrong idea. This isn't a 2 against 1. Nuai totality. It's a 3 against 1.
You look like a lost child between those two. So maybe Mahoraga's adaptation isn't all or nothing, but happens gradations. That leaves only one way to erase Mahoraga in a single blow. It takes time, and Sukuna is wary of it. That's why he keeps attacking instead of adapting to red. But there's no other choice. I'll have to finish this. With unlimited hollow purple.
Mahoraga, how long are you gonna make me wait? That's not what I want to see. Forget Megumi Fushiguro. You are my shadow now. Very good.
You know, I've been thinking. You just don't fit in with this crowd.
Curse technique amplification. Maximum output.
For the first time in 1,000 years, the King of Curses Ryaman Sukuna experiences the height of tension, while a second Black Flash and Gojo Satoru feels rush of exhilaration. Sukuna uses piercing blood to trigger red and cause it to explode.
Too late.
Phase. Twilight. Eyes of Wisdom. 9 ropes. Polarized light. Crow and Declaration. Between front and back. Hollow. Purple.
Murasaki.
You did well, Gojo Satoru. I won't forget you for as long as I live.
Now I'm hoping this isn't a dream.
things that bother you never bother me. Things that bother you never bother me. I feel happy and fine, ha-ha. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Having got a lot, I don't need a lot, coffee's only a dime. We're living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
ありがとう。
最初からこうなると思っていたのですか？それユタース振るわれたエネルギー。そうか。私の後イデアはすぐに誰かに受け継がれる。
But their fear of alienation is a weakness. But you aren't like that. You're different. I don't consider you human anymore.
Please stop. She froze the water pipes and they'd erupt.
You're different. So I'll crush you with everything I have.
Is humanity the in thing now? A guy I know just said something similar. He's the gloomy sort, but he speaks up when he has to. Which means I've been feeling hot! So let's bring the cold!
You bastard!
Less than 2 months have passed since Higuruma awakened as a sorcerer. Since then, his growth has been extraordinary, so Sukuna was fascinated. By the executioner's sword shining brightly again, guaranteed to kill, and by the man with talent equal to Satoru Gojo's.
スクナは彼の資料を維持する能力とドメイン拡大の混乱に非常に感銘を受けた。
間違いなくこの音は私と同じレベルの指令を発揮する方法を知っている。イグルマン、
クソ。
ドラゴンのスケール、オールが卑怯で取り外す。逆結びの体を作って自分をさせないことです。ナイスショット。
腹の底から出た本音、殺してやる。
moment Maki realized the power gap between her and the King of Curses. And as for the strongest sorcerer in history still remains, the King of Curses.
久しぶり。領域展開無料空地。領域展開。行くぞ、スクナ。
俺らを哀れんでいるのか、情けをかけようとしてるのか。
そうだ、スクナ。俺はお前を殺せる。伏黒を解放しろ。もう一度俺の中に戻るなら殺さないでやる。
感じがも甚だしな。八つ咲きでは済まさんぞ小僧。貴様の首の前で貴様のいう価値のある人間とやらを皆殺しにてやる。
何その顔。
倍がいないと寂しいよ、伏黒。
喜べ男子。スレーチ砲。友なり。
これは女のまずい術式や領域が展開できない。このまでは構造の必須術式がの領域ごときれい。俺は剥がしきれると思ったか。ずっと反転呪術式で怪我を治せていない。構造も限界ナルトに超えている。そして領域による莫大な重力集。ここで終わるのは貴様だ。
弱をつけよう。悪呪いに。どうするスクラ。伏黒を解放しろ。 もう一度俺の中に戻るなら殺さないでやる。スクナ、お前は俺だ。知らず知らず呪いを背負って生まれて、どんな化け物になるかはうんちらいだった。俺にはじいちゃんがいた。スクナ、もう一度やってみよう。誰かを呪うんじゃなくて、誰かと生きるために。誰にも受け入れられなくても、俺だけはお前と生きていける。
ここまで不幸を演じきったことは褒めてやる。虎杖裕二、なめるなよ。俺は呪いだぞ。